Welcome, Leo Singles. See if we can get this done. We've got some construction next door. Second try. Hopefully they took a siesta. We're on the beach here in Mexico. Welcome. It's going to be your singles read for May, Leos. And call it the Four Pillars read. I think it's a little bit different for a singles read. I hope it's helpful. We already shuffled, put a little energy on them. So here we look at the four aspects in a relationship. We think the emotional, intellectual, love and sex, and core values and lifestyle issues. We try to kind of look at the person along those lines and see what they're like. So here we're asking Spirit to bring us not the next problem, next ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, but the one that's right for us, for you, Leo. Hold on just a second here. Okay. So bear with me with this reading. It's a little different. So man, if you see the tower or something, it doesn't necessarily have the same connotations as it does some other readings. So this is going to be their emotional nature. Ten of Swords. The Emperor. Wow. And the Ten of Wands. Two tens in their emotional nature. Now it is different, but boy, with the Emperor in the middle. So guys, emotionally, I'll kind of stop there for a minute because it really got me. This is your person, okay? There's nothing here to be toxic unless that's what's right for you. Which we're not going to assume that. But they dealt with a parent. It could be the father, but probably the mother, and somehow very rigid. Nothing they did could please them. So they didn't get from their childhood, from their parent, their caretaker. Um, they were kind of cold and aloof. So they didn't get like affection, they didn't get guidance. So they may tell you stories, about a bad childhood. Try and identify what they're like and what they may say to you. So you kind of know here, Leos. But we'll see when I look at their mental here, what they've done with this. I don't have a reading on age with this. I really usually try, but the Emperor here doesn't apply age. I think this speaks to your childhood. There's something rigid about it, kind of cold, disciplined. They could have grown up in an orphanage, guys. It's your person. Intellectually, High Priestess. Mm-hmm. Knight of Cups. You think this would be in the emotional side, no? Flip flop. Watch for that. Three of Pentacles. You're inclined to go along to get along as you're dealing with them. They're intellectually, they're very cooperative. They don't have a lot of ego. You're not going to find them talking about themselves. You might find that refreshing. I need another sip of coffee. I'm sorry, I go to sleep at night, so I don't wake up and drink coffee, guys. They're a very interesting person here. I mean, I get a really good feeling. Um, with the High Priestess and the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, they're in their way they think. I think third house. They're able to listen. They're able to sort through information like in a very practical way, the way their mind works. And they're emotional. Like they could have a Mercury in Cancer. It might be a Cancer. I'm going to go with that. Definitely, though, speaking to the Mercury here, I bet you they got a fixed moon. I don't know why I get from that a fixed moon, but I'm thinking maybe Taurus. Or maybe a moon that's in the fourth house. And their moon would be afflicted in your natal chart, so look for that too, meaning it's square or opposite, um, possibly conjunct Saturn, something like that. Possibly a negative aspect of Pluto in their natal. Um, but out of this, it's like they take the high road. And we're going to see how this shows up sexually. Remember, this is your person, nobody's perfect. But they take the high road, and meaning they don't indulge themselves as Three of Pentacles in the negative thinking that they could. Like, they could be a person that sits around and just talks all the time about how horrible their childhood was. And I was an adult show of alcoholics for decades, and I've heard it all. I thought I had a terrible childhood, but after a couple of years of that, the stuff you hear, it's like, man, thank you, God, for delivering me into the abandonment that was my childhood. That was a picnic. So this person didn't have a picnic, but they don't um, let it get to them. And they're very emotionally available and open, and they'd be open too just to listening to people. Um, they're not very opinionated, so they'd like, oh really, tell me more. Like, you might say something like about something they don't know anything about, and they're like, oh okay, that's interesting. Like, generally just want to hear more. I see this Three of Pentacles being very curious, like intellectual curiosity. Um, and they're probably pretty charming too, and a bit reserved. You see the High Priestess, how she looks, you not someone that's going to overwhelm you with their presence. As they're sitting with you or in a group, they're not the one that's going to be getting attention and stuff. They're going to more be listening. Your person here, yes. Going to look at their sexual nature. Hermit. Okay, right out of the bat, you likely had more sex than they have, because with that there, they probably haven't had a lot of sex in their life. Sun. Thinking. I was saying about that one. In the Nine of Wands. Okay. The Sun in the Nine of Wands. When I see the Sun here, it's usually someone's physically just really beautiful. And you see the emotional with the sexual all the time, 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. So no wonder. I mean, this person is not ready to jump in bed with just anybody. They will with you. You're their soulmate. I don't know. That's not. As this read comes, if you find him, you'll see. I mean, you'll figure whatever you do, it'll be the right thing for both of you. That's how this works, guys. But man, they're gonna think long and hard, because the way they kind of keep the high road and take the high path and keep themselves positive is by never putting themselves in a position again where they're in this terrible, hopeless energy that they suffered with their whole childhood. They don't want their power taken away from them. And they're really balanced. Like, you're not going to say that. You're not going to say, how dare you. They're just probably not going to put themselves into that position. And the Sun is very strong too. It says, like, when they do give themselves to someone, it's powerful for them. And it's going to be more powerful for you. It's like you're going to feel like when you make love, like, oh my God, like the sun is just pouring into you. It's really beautiful. And it's also their Venus nature too. It's strong Leo here. I mean, if this is not a Leo Mars or Leo Venus, then something's wrong. You'd think with the Hermit, could be Virgo too, maybe a fifth house Mars, fifth house Venus, something associated with the Sun and Leo. Um, Maybe something about their hair too, and I mean their hair. They have a dirty mind. Um, that's outstanding and beautiful, man or woman. They just have luxurious hair. And with the Nine of Wands, it's you see how with the Ten of Wands, um, I think they're a passionate lover, really. It's like they don't really go there that often. I don't know. You may find they haven't had a if they were married and stuff. This is not someone when they're single a few years goes out and bangs 20 people. So if they were married a while or whatever, or not that old, or someone may not have a lot of experience. But by God, man, when they do open up to you and make love to you and give their body to you, holy moly. Um, could be like a fire Mars in there too, man. Leo Mars. I mean, Leo Mars, respect. um, Gotta love a Leo Mars. I'm a Sag Mars, so. But really, it's that kind of energy, just passionate, fiery energy. It'd be that way in their love too. Be kind of protective, a little bit possessive. And it's your person's not toxic, romantic, wanting to kind of show off their love for you, make you a nice dinner, take you to a nice dinner, buy you something for no reason. Um, it's a really nice energy there. This is their lifestyle, core values. I love them already. It's the Jim Morrison King of Cups, my favorite card in this new deck. Emerald Visions, Illuminated Tarot deck, huh? Jim Morrison King of Cups. Oh my God! And then the Queen of Wands. So their lifestyle, core values here. Seven of Swords. And again, don't let the Seven of Swords scare you. It's not exactly as it reads, and some other reads. Okay, guys. But what we're going to focus on here is the King and Queen. The Jim Morrison or the dude, King of Cups. I think you can look. He may look like this, or she may. Um, the artist here does this, Matt drawing. He's they kind of have a lot of similar faces, you know. Look like they came from the same family in the Midwest somewhere. But look at how laid back, and even I keep saying with this Queen of Wands, it's like the most laid back Queen of Wands. Usually Queen of Wands look like she's about to fuck you up. You're about a second away from getting fucked up bad. Same thing like with the King of, but she's pretty mellow. It kind of like almost looks like a Queen of Cups to me, kind of energy, um, but powerful, in command. Someone that this person that owns their own business, manages a business, CEO. They're mature. They're probably got money. I mean, if they're not rich, they're not hurting. They're well off. They're substantial. They're like that. And I think with the Seven of Swords down here in this unconscious position, again, look, read across here: Ten of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and Seven of Swords. It's that energy that they deal with. It got this Three of Pentacles, everything down here for them. This is like in this whole reading, this is the most important card. That's got to be in their chart. I'm trying to think. I would love to look at their chart, but it's gonna be there. This is like some kind of anchor for them. That's under their mind. They have a very good mind. What you want about intelligence? It helps sometimes. Uh, you know, I'm not very smart. Believe me, it's not easy for us guys. Everything is so much harder for us. But this person really has made the best of their mind. And this may be why they're the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. They're successful at what they do. Can't really tell exactly what they do here, but you got to read this as discernment as well, because what it's left them with is a discernment, an ability to really discern. They understand that life. They understand life. They understand that just because somebody says this, it doesn't mean this. That there's layers, and so imagine in any kind of business. I mean, it could be banking or international trade or having this kind of ability here, and they would know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Very good instinct, I think, with this Seven of Swords. Like you would want to trust them if they said to you, I think, like if they were to say to you, I don't think we should move into that neighborhood because we're going to have kids and the school district to me it looks like it's going nowhere. We're down a hill, and they would think that through things and research. You probably want to listen to it. This is kind of what they do, like for a living maybe too, but it's what they do anyway. So, and they're like whether a male or female, it's kind of a protector energy too. It's just, uh, well balanced, with the king and the queen, and mature. So, like when they're suspicious, they're not living in their mom's basement with the plastic pants around their ankles, guys. This is a substantial person. When they are suspicious, you should be too. It's like that old thing. If you see someone else running, don't stop to think about why are they running. Just run. A little bit like that. Whereas many people, if they say something that sounds a little like, I'm like, really, I didn't never think of it that way. You might want to stop and consider what they're saying, because they're probably like wickedly good at reading people and reading society in whatever way that matters. It could just understanding the complexity, layers of things, and the shadow side of things, and being kind of fearless too, maybe with that too, with the king and queen. Because say what you want about Seven of Swords, you get this kind of kid, and he's sneaking into the other army and stealing their swords from them. He's pretty ballsy. You gotta have a pair, man or woman. You know what I mean. But Leos, I hope that gives you some kind of idea of what your person's like here. Appreciate your input here. Thanks for joining me today on the beach. Couldn't get close, but close we could get. And this is for May 2021. Really appreciate it. It's easy, good karma. I appreciate everybody subscribing. That helps a lot. Really grateful for our new subscribers. It's a beautiful day. Have a good one, guys.